is a scary place, by the way. The third seal says, I beheld a low black horse. When he had opened the third seal, notice he's kind of skinny. That represents famine. He's got the balances. He says, I heard the third beast say, come and see, and I beheld a black horse. He that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand, and I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, 3 measures of barley for a penny. See thou hurt not the oil and the wine. So we read this before. Now let's look at the consider this. In Chad, a number of people categorized as food insecure. The United Nations categorizes nations and people. They categorize as food insecure rose from 41% to 61% between May 2009 and March 2010, just 10 months. We have a food problem, or a famine problem. In Bangladesh, 60 million people do not have enough food to eat. In Pakistan, 1.55 million people have fled their homes due to military conflict. 24% of population are undernourished. By the way, my stats are older than if you go and do some research now, you'll find out, get an update on this, you'll find out it's a lot worse. In Niger, rates of malnutrition have risen for children under 5 by 17%. Severe form of hunger, which can leave children permanently underdeveloped and called acute malnutrition. In other words, if you know anything about little babies, if they don't get their proper nutrition and vitamins and whatnot, they're gonna suffer the whole rest of their development. Let's go to the next slide. We have some more consideration. Consider Ethiopia. 46% is undernourished. 39% of population live on $1.25 per day. And we cry out because we want 15. Well, you know what? If I made minimum wage, I would want 15 too. I mean, I'm not being critical of people that say I want a raise too. But can you imagine $1.25 a day? Remember what we said here? The beast on that, the rider on the horse, it said a day's wages brought you that little piece. That's what we're talking about. We're already here. And yet it's going to get worse. Farm production is falling as population is doubling. Continual crop failure means nation is continually dependent on foreign food assistance. Of course, the larger nations are getting to the point where they can't do it. Global hunger index indicates extremely alarming also for Sierra Leone, Chad, Democratic Republic of Congo, Zimbabwe. You can see down here on the bottom, crop failure, civil unrest, military conflict, infertile land, inconsistent rain, etc. All these play problems. We have drought, lethal accelerant. We have global water shortage. You've heard about it, shortage in this country. But the whole world's in trouble. There's no water. There's no drinking water. People are drinking sewage and then dying from that. Growing global crisis. Food prices are rising. I know that. And I'm pretty well paid. The Lord has blessed me pretty well. But I can't even afford to go to the store. It's like it's getting crazy. Can you imagine living in some of these other places? Depleted grain supplies. Look at this. Such nations as China, Russia, Canada, Germany, Poland, they're hungry too. Wheat reserves in the U.S. is virtually non-existent. We used to store all this. In fact, now, we have the farmers using food land to grow corn so we can make fuel out of it, so we don't harm the earth. It's an alternative energy, and let the rest of the world starve. You think we're not going to be responsible for that? I think we are. And I'm not saying don't pay attention to the earth, but hey, let's feed people. Locust plagues and loss of pollinating insects. We run at risk here. No pollinating, bees have to pollinate in order for crops to grow.